Hey guys, it's Albathium back with another video for Mortal Shell 2, and I'm gonna be giving you 5 absolutely essential tips to start with that are going to make everything a heck of a lot easier. And you know how this goes. Before I even think about asking you to click that like or subscribe button for me, well, maybe just give me a chance to earn that from you. With that being said, well, let's get in on this. The very first tip. Now, every time you go to the hub, make sure that you are interacting with the Gloom Siphon. You're going to be, storing more and more eggs as you play, and that is going to be giving you even more XP. So make sure that you do exactly this. When you first enter this whole world of Mortal Shell, you are not gonna know how to play. Obviously, you're not gonna know the timings when it comes to the blocking and perfect parries, and naturally, you're going to be gravitating more towards dodging. But here's the thing, even though the dodging has its uses for some of the attacks, the most optimal way to deal with everything is going to be the perfect parries, because the windows are extremely generous. Now, even the hit and run strategy is going to be more effective than just dodging. So make sure that from the very beginning you get to grips with the perfect parry, because there's a lot more mechanics that are going to be building on this, and if you get to this from the very beginning, you are not going to have to struggle later on. Now, this is something that is going to be extremely useful at the beginning. Crowd control through simply switching the lock-on between the enemies. Because of the weapon and its wide swings that, it starts with, this is going to be extremely useful when you're fighting the trash mobs. Shell upgrades are of utmost importance, and especially for the very first shell you're going to be obtaining, which is TL. Now, later you're going to be seeing, and this is still the very beginning, I tell you, you are going to be venturing into some very poisonous places where everything is poison. Even the enemies you interact with are going to be poisoning you. So, over there at the hub with the giant lady, there is where you upgrade your shell. And make sure that above everything else you start with, first thing you give yourself is more poison resistance, because this is going to be a massive problem if you don't. Now, the last thing we're going to be discussing is going to be the weapons. Now, how things work in Mortal Shell, different weapons in the game don't necessarily mean better or OP, because all weapons, just like the very first one the game gives you, are going to be equally useful. This is entirely going to be dependent on the player and your playstyle and how much a weapon clicks with you, how much that is going to be affecting the effectiveness of the said weapon, because you're not going to have an infinite amount of upgradable material, so keep that in mind when you are choosing the correct weapons for your playstyle. And guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully these tips help you have the most easy start you can, and I'm gonna be seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.